Hi everyone. In this screencast, I'm going to show you some tools that might help you with your just general productivity and work management during this e-learning period because it's going to be really different trying to do all your schoolwork online. And I know for me, working from home, I'm facing a lot of these same challenges trying to manage my time and manage the way I'm using technology. So I wanted to share some tools with you. All the things I'm going to show you are Google tools. And so if you are an Apple user, for example, and you use Safari a lot on your computer, you might decide you want to install Google Chrome as your browser because a lot of these kinds of things only work in Google Chrome. And then some of the tools your teachers are going to be using during e-learning, like Google Meet, might work better in Chrome anyway. And so it's a good idea for you to use Chrome. The first extension I'm going to show you is called Tab Scissors and Tab Glue, and I'm also going to show you an extension called Forest. And if you want to install these, I put direct links to them on Schoology so that you can find them and just directly, it'll directly take you to the Google Web Store so that you can add them to Chrome if you want to. So like if I click on this one, it just takes me to the Chrome Web Store, and I already have it installed, but it might say add to Chrome, and you could just do that. So let's talk about Tab Scissors and Tab Glue. These will be really useful for you if you have some kind of assignment where, I created this sample assignment where it's like if you have to watch a video or read something and then answer questions at the same time, you might feel like you need several tabs open, and it might be annoying to flip back and forth between those tabs. So what Tab Scissors does is it cuts your screen in half. So you can see it up here at the top of my screen. There's a little scissors in my up here in this extension section. So if I click that, it'll cut my browser in half like this. So say I have to watch this video and answer these questions. Now I can have them side by side. It's supposed to make the two tabs be the same size, but it has this weird bug in Windows 7 where it makes the second tab full size, which is annoying. But my workaround for it usually is I just take this window on the left and make it smaller. And then you do have to manually shrink that one down like this. And so now they are truly side by side. In other in other operating systems, it might work better, but I just know that that's a problem I have with my my Windows computer. But see, now I can play the video over here, and I can answer the questions over here. And I don't have to flip back and forth between the two tabs, so that might be really useful for you. And then when you're done using Tab Scissors, there's a second extension that goes with it called Tab Glue, which you can see looks like the top of a little liquid glue bottle up here at the top of my screen. And so if I click that, it glues my tabs back together. And so now I have just one browser window. So I use these tabs a ton, or these extensions a ton, and I think they'll be really useful for you if you're doing e-learning assignments that require multiple tabs open at the same time. Another extension that you might want to install is called Forest. The purpose of this extension is, as it says here on this Schoology page, it's going to help you manage your productivity and keep you off of distracting websites. So it has this little tree thing. And if I click the Forest extension, because I have this installed, it gives me a tree. It defaults to 25 minutes, but you can click down here and change the amount of time. And essentially, I'm going to set the amount of time I want to work. So let's say I want to work for half an hour on an assignment or a reading or something. And then when you click the tree, you start planting, and then you can go do your Google Doc and whatever. But then if you try to go to a website that it has in its bank of websites that are supposed to be distracting, like if I try to go to Facebook, for example, if I go to Facebook, it'll give me this little note, and it'll say, your tree is still growing. And then if I say, I want to give up on my tree, we'll say, are you sure you're going to kill your cute little tree? And so I'm like, no, I'm going to go back to my assignment. I did just learn that it does block YouTube. So if I go back to this YouTube video, unfortunately, like there's some weird things with it that if you have to access a YouTube video for an actual assignment, you might not want to use it at that time. But like if you're working on something in Schoology or working on something on a Google Doc, this would be a really great tool for you to use so that you can really commit to spending the amount of time on that assignment and not getting distracted by going to YouTube or social media or anything like that. There's also an app for Forest that you can put on your phone, and it does kind of the same thing on your phone. It essentially will, like, lock your screen, and you can kind of use it as a timer. I have told some of you guys in the past that I think it's a good idea when you're doing something that requires your focus to just set a timer on your phone and, um, commit to yourself that you're not going to do other things during that time. So you can use Forest to help you do that. And then the tree, like, the longer you spend on the app, the tree gets bigger and grows and makes a forest. And so there's kind of like a fun game aspect to it that you can play with. So I also want to suggest, those are my Chrome extension suggestions. I'd also like to suggest that you put the Google Drive app on your phone, and possibly also the Google Docs app, possibly the Google Slides app if you end up needing to make slides for any reason, because that will allow you very easily to, if you want to take a picture of something that you've done and insert it into a Google Doc, having it on your phone is really useful. So I'm going to go back to my sample assignment. So I have the Google Drive app on my phone, and you can see I opened up this same assignment on my phone. And let's say that the assignment asks me to do something like solve a math problem, or I don't know, draw a picture, do something that would be annoying to have to figure out how to type. I can just push up here the little plus button, and then I can push image, and then I can push from camera. And you can see here, I have a little thing that I did by hand. This is my work. So I can take a picture of this. And then hit OK. And then it should automatically, as long as my internet connection is working well, show up in my Google Doc. Let's see if it shows up. Sometimes it takes a minute, which is annoying. I'm going to refresh this. Oh, there it is. It's too big. That's why it was down at the bottom. So there you can see my picture of my work that I did. So if you find that you're having a hard time managing an assignment that you've been given and you can't figure out how to do your work, like how to actually type your work, this is something that you might use in order to be able to kind of submit stuff that you want to handwrite and digitize it to share with your teacher. So that's another thing that I wanted to show you. So I hope that this is really helpful to you and gives you some ideas of things that you can use to manage your electronic work and your schoolwork during this e-learning. And again, if you'd like to look at the Chrome extensions, you can find this page on Schoology where I've linked some of these resources for you. So good luck.